Let's see the next question in this exercise, question 8.1.11. We are supposed to say whether the following statements are true or false with some sort of justification. There are 5 such statements. Let's start with the first one. The value of tan A is always less than 1. That's not true. The value of tan is actually 1 for 45 degrees. So tan of 45 degrees is 1. Below 45 degrees, the value of tan ratio is less than 1. But after 45 degrees, once you exceed 45 degree angle, tan actually is greater than 1. So this is absolutely not true. So I'm going to mark as false. And we can verify that for tan 60. Tan 60 is square root of 3, but that is approximately 1.73, which is definitely greater than 1. So I'm going to mark the first statement as false. Sec A is 12 over 5. Now sec is a reciprocal ratio of cosine, cos. So I'm going to say, let us assume that sec A is 12 over 5. So that means cos A, if that is true, then cosine of A, which is basically reciprocal of sec. So that must be, just flip the numerator with the denominator, that would be 5 over 12. Cosine A can be 5 over 12 because this is less than 1. Cosine, sine and cosine ratios, they cannot go beyond 1. The maximum value they can assume is exactly 1. So since this is still less than 1, I can assume that cosine of A less than 1, which is 5 over 12, is possible. And since cosine A 5 over 12 is possible, that means the reciprocal ratio sec A is also possible for the reciprocal value. So since cosine A is possible for 5 over 12, sec A is also possible for 12 over 5, which is the reciprocal. So I'm going to mark this as true. Cosine A is the abbreviation used to, well, this is not true. For cosecant, we use cosec. Cos is actually cosine. So there is no confusion. Cosecant is actually cosec. Cosine is actually cos. These are totally different ratios. So I'm going to mark this as false. Number 4, cot A is the product of cot and A. That's not true. This is a notation. Cot A is a single trigonometric ratio, which stands for a cotangent. It's not like 2 separate terms, cot and A, absolutely not. So this one is false. I'm going to mark that as false because cot A is only a notation for a single cotangent trigonometric ratio. And sine theta is 4 over 3 for some angle theta. That's not true because the value of sine theta always fluctuates, lies between -1 and +1. It cannot exceed these two extreme values, -1 and +1. 4 over 3 is technically beyond 1. It's greater than 1. So that is impossible. Sine theta cannot exceed these two values. It cannot be greater than 1 or it cannot be even less than -1. So I'm going to mark that as false.